Varminting, bunny busting, chasing ferals, pest eradication, whatever you want to call it. It's undeniably great fun. Not to mention it helps out our farmers and the environment. Plus, depending on what you're hunting, you can pick up a great feed for the table along the way. On this trip, I've travelled out into the central tablelands of New South Wales, a few hours west of Sydney, and we're about to get stuck into some quality grassroots hunting. Unfortunately, like most of rural Australia, this property has its fair share of unwanted pests. Rabbits, foxes, feral cats, even pigs and goats can all be found around here, and they are nothing but a menace. Now, as any hunter would do, we're going to try our very best to shoot as many of them as we can. And a quick heads up, for those that love their hunting action, this one may turn out to be our hottest barreled episode yet. This first little walk this morning, we're just going to go up over the hill here and have a glass onto a warren the guys know that usually produces some bunnies. Interesting that there's quite a bit of pig sign here. Yeah, this is probably only 24 hours old, if that. There's been probably a small little pig just rooting through here and around that tree. Good to know they're around. We'll be onto them very quick. First little warren is holding a few bunnies, which is good. There's a couple of flighty ones that have taken off, but we've got one sitting. I would have liked it a bit closer for my first shot, but we'll give it a go. I reckon it's probably about 250. Oh, missed him. Yeah, that was a really bad shot. I shot about 6 inches above him there. Missed. Clean missed. Another shot and another miss straight over the top. I'm not usually that bad, and a quick check showed I was consistently shooting high. So with my elevation corrected, I was now zeroed in and we were back on the hunt. This time the bunnies weren't so lucky. Across the gully and out a bit wider, another shot presented, so I ramped up the Steiner to stretch things out. Oh, fox. Yes. That turned out to be a great little session. There's a few down there. Had a couple of misses, but I've straightened that out now. Getting that fox up there, that was a real bonus. That's just pure luck. First shot, he ran out, and I was able to drop him. We'll go and check him out, see if he's got a good skin. This was the closest one of the lot. Good job, no worries. Moving through the grass, I kicked out another rabbit and he propped nicely just in front of the blackberries. Yes. There's one in here somewhere. There he is. 222's doing its job perfectly. Stinks of fox in here. That guy's been poking around for sure. This one's the last of that little bunny session. Fat little cottontails. Good stuff. There we go. Dog fox. That's the one that's been making the smells around here. He's a pretty good skin, this guy. We're a bit caught out on the camera when he bolted, but I wasn't going to miss the chance to get a fox. He just took off out of the grass, but a quick offhand shot had him down. Yeah, he's in pretty good nick. Absolute priority to get rid of these guys. Noxious vermin. Always feels good to get a fox. This time of year, coming out of winter, if you get a fox in good nick, the skins are definitely worth keeping. So we'll take this one back and I'll show you how to pull a flat skin off this guy, and we'll dress out a couple of these bunnies for the pot. That little gully had been really productive, but after the action of the morning, it had now fallen quiet. While the natives happily fed on, we searched the next gully for more varmints. Things had quietened down in general, but we finally found a small warren with 2 rabbits sitting nicely outside their holes. The 222 made short work of the first, and the second rabbit wasn't hanging around. We waited to see if he'd show again, but he kept his head down. So we made a move to the distant gully floor to check out some good-looking country that held some nice blackberry clumps.
Good warren up here. Been looking through the bottom of this gully, but the grass is a bit long. These blackberry patches don't seem to be holding any bunnies. But up here on the side of this bank here, there's a good-sized warren just above the cutting in the road. Probably about 100 yards out, 150 max. A good distance to get set up.
Often when rabbit shooting, patience can really pay off, and I now had a number of targets to choose from. With a solid rest and some deep, steady breaths, it was go time.
These bunnies are really coming out of the woodwork now. I've got one up here, 2, 3, oh yeah, there we go. A bit further, I'll crank this up to 14. See how we go. He's down. Oh, right. Yep, he's down. One more to go, come on. 3 out of 3. Gotta love these 222s when you dial them in, it's just on. Good stuff. That's been a really busy little morning session. Good fun, always good fun on the bunnies and the varmints. I'll take you through this rifle and scope setup I'm using. This is the Ticker T3 Super Varmint. Absolutely perfect caliber for doing this kind of stuff, seriously. It's got a big heavy barrel on it. This is the heavy barreled stainless and synthetic stock combination. And the heavy barrel just gives it a heap of rigidity for super accurate calibers like these 222s and 223s. And it just means you can basically shoot boxes and boxes and boxes, and despite the barrel warming up, you'll get basically no variation in the flight path of the bullet. It's got a 6-shot mag. It also has a Picatinny rail, which is a really strong method for mounting big scopes that you'll often use with calibers like this. I'm using a Steiner 4-16 Ranger. So over the distances we've been doing here, which is between 50 and sort of 250, it's very helpful to have an option to go up to sort of 16 power. This has also got an illuminated reticle on it, which is great for low light conditions and spotlighting, which we'll probably do after dinner this evening. This Super Varmint has also got a adjustable cheek pad on the stock, which is very helpful. You can see I've taken it up a couple of notches, and it just puts my cheek and line of sight absolutely dead center through these big scopes. High score adjustable bipod on the front, which is a very valuable tool for doing lots of prone shots and varminting here to get rock steady on those long distances out to 200 and beyond. And then last of all, the ammunition we're using, as always, Superformance from Hornady, and this is Superformance Varmint in the 35 grain 222 Remington. That rounds out an awesome setup for knocking down these varmints.
After a busy morning, we headed back to the house, but still had some work to do, dressing the rabbits and skinning out the fox.
There's a couple of different ways to field dress a rabbit, but the simplest method, and what I was taught, is a straight cut up the back here and then pull apart, pulls the skin off, and you can take the guts out and dress it down from there. The skin's now separated away from the two parts. I'm just clearing with my thumb around the head and then around the hindquarters. That body's fully skinned out. Now it's just a matter of cutting off these hocks, and then we take the guts out, quick rinse and a clean out, and that's ready for the table, just like I bought one from the supermarket. Not a lot of meat on a rabbit, but the hindquarters and the front quarters make a good feed, particularly in a casserole or in a pie. I still remember Dad's pie growing up was great.
Later that afternoon, a large fox was seen sniffing around the sheds. He made a rare mistake, showing up this close to the house, and I was straight onto it.
That's not bad. We were just doing some stuff around the house late this afternoon, getting ready to go out. And Greg spotted this guy down near the road, poking along the creek. One shot to the lungs and he's done a dead run. Another one out of the system. Good stuff. A lot of people say the only good fox is a dead fox. And once they're dead, about the only good thing to come out of them is a skin, and they make great flat skins. If you're not going to skin them, you can always scalp them or take the tail in, depending on your state, and get a handy 25, 30 bucks for the bounty. Now, I loved making flat skins out of foxes when I was a kid, and they do make a great presentation on your wall. I'll give you a quick run through now on how to prepare a flat skin. The main cuts are pretty simple, but the face does take some time and a fair bit of patience. Now, the best way to go about it is to get the fox on his back like this, and you're going to do your main cuts through the groin here, across the other side. Same with the front legs, across the other side, and then one main cut straight up under his brisket. I split the bottom jaw and actually remove it afterwards, because you'll see why on the flat skin when we get it off. But this is pretty quick, and then it takes time to remove the cape off the face.
The skins of foxes and rabbits are very delicate, so working carefully with a sharp knife is essential. Once the main cuts are done, the skin can be gently pulled or punched away from the body, making sure no meat is left to inhibit the salting process, which can potentially cause the hair to slip.
This is mostly done now. I've got the body completely away, cut through the tailbone's left in the tail. I'll have to separate that out later. I've also cut through the centre of the bottom jaw, because I want to open that out as a flat skin, different to caping it where you peel it off. And then I've just got to finish the head. Now the last bit, but the most important bit, and when you need all your patience, is just for going around the face. And it's best if you have a scalpel blade for this. It gets down to pretty precision work. He's all faced out now. The last thing I've got to do is turn the ears. The tailbone's been completely removed, just ready for a good salting. And then into a tanning kit, and you'll make a beautiful flat skin.
As night fell, the action continued, and we got rugged up and set for a spotlighting session. Varmints and ferals are often very active at night, and given the right conditions, sometimes these sessions bring the best results. It didn't take long to find our first bunny, and as we approached a patch of scrub, we caught out the ultimate prize.
Bingo. We've got a black cat at the base of that tree. This is the trophy. This is absolute number one. Out here in the bush, taking these out is some of the best bit of conservation work you can do. These are shocking killers of all our native wildlife. Nothing better than getting a feral cat. That big guy. Your bird killing days are over, buddy.
The still clear night had the varmints out and about, and we got into plenty of action, picking our shots and keeping most of them close to under 50 metres. As always though, there was a couple of misses in there too, but the rest were bang on target with clean one-shot kills. Just as we were about to wrap things up and call it a night, a familiar set of orange eyes showed up at the far edge of the spotlight.
Oh yeah, big dog fox, look at that guy. That's a good way to finish off a good night. A couple of dozen bunnies maybe, that good back feral cat, and this big fella. It's pretty cold though, nothing like the tablelands to serve up a freezing cold morning. It's been pretty wet, as you can see from all the water lying around here. And with it drying out, if we can get the sun to come out, these bunnies usually sit out the front of their warrens and fluff themselves up and soak up in the sun. Yesterday was pretty overcast. The sun is trying to poke through this morning. So if we can get it out as it is now, we're probably a good chance for a really good plinking session. The plan for this morning's hunt is we're just going to make our way down this gully. It's a beautiful valley, heaps of blackberry patches as you can see on the side, and just look, keep glassing, look for bunnies hanging around the bottom of these clumps. It's been a bit quiet this morning, the sun just doesn't want to come out. I think that's what we need. We just picked up on a couple feeding on that bank up near that stump, to the left of that stump. We'll have a shot at them, I reckon. We've got two more now popped up the head of that gully. They're probably about 220, 250. Oh, just popped down. Oh, I just popped into the berries. Oh no, there he is. Nice. Yeah, it's go time again. We've got another one sitting at the bottom of this blackberry bank. A little bit closer. About 150, if that. Oh,
This guy was lucky and the miss rounded out a solid session. With the gully now quiet, it was time to make a move and search for some sun.
oh, this wind is just cutting through us, it's freezing. I think the bunnies know that as well. We spied a good warren up there on that dirt patch below the ridge. It's probably in the lee of the wind out there and it's definitely getting the sun. If I was a rabbit on a cold morning like this morning, I reckon that's where I'd be sitting out there in the sun. We're about 100 yards below that warren now. We spooked a couple though as we came up. Unfortunately, they've run in. I think we'll just wait it out here. It's a good spot. It's nice and quiet out of the wind. The sun's on it. If they pop their heads up, we'll be in a good spot. Get a shot.
Keeping our eyes on the large warren, this was definitely the spot to be. It was beautiful and warm in the sun, and after about 10 minutes, the bunnies couldn't resist coming out to soak it up.
Yeah, there's a bunny out now. Just sitting side on up there. He's well within range. Good job. Yeah, we got another one now. Popped out up here. Sitting up very nicely for us. Oh, we got two. Sit still. Oh, yeah. We got another one out now. He's just about standing on his dead mate.
Over on the opposite face, I spotted another rabbit feeding out into the sun.
This one's going to stretch things a bit. Give him a go.
At over 300 metres, this would be the longest shot of the trip. So with the Steiner dialed up to 16, I touched off the shot and the ticker was dead on.
Yeah. Good one.
Never gets old. Never gets old shooting those bunnies.
We'll go up here and pick up these other fellas, I think.
Two undeniable facts about rabbits in this country. The mess they make. Look at this warren. The erosion, the holes, shocking. Second thing is how much fun they are to shoot. I've been doing it since I was a kid and I'll never grow tired of it. What a fantastic 24 hours we've had up here, probably taken out a couple of dozen bunnies, and to get 3 foxes and a cat, that was icing on the cake. I managed 2 headshots on these bunnies, so they're gonna make the perfect meat animals. I'll start to dress them out for the pot.
Maroka 30 is the proud hunting clothing and equipment sponsor of Beyond the Divide, custom designed for our local conditions and uniquely Australian. Ask for it in store at your local gun shop or check out the full range at maroka30.com.au.